So back in 2018, we launched the campaign, Close the Jail ATL, Communities Over Cages.
The purpose of the campaign is to transform public safety and to dismantle the harmful systems in Atlanta that harm Black and brown communities every day. These systems are connected to police, they're connected to jails, they're connected to prisons, and they're connected to the Atlanta City Detention Center.
We had been looking at all the different ways in which people are criminalized. So we had released reports on how the police target, in particularly trans people and gender nonconforming people, in terms of profiling and harassment. We had looked at reclassification of marijuana, which is one of those offenses that for very small amounts of marijuana, people go to jail for weeks at a time and lose their jobs, lose their housing.
Basically, the City of Atlanta, the City of Atlanta jail is a place where people are arrested for traffic violations, spitting on the sidewalk,
public indecency,
shoplifting under $50,
owl and loitering means standing in one place too long,
jaywalk,
drinking in public.
I mean, the only thing that lands you in the city jail is that you violated a city ordinance or a traffic violation.
And it have destabilized communities and families in major ways. When we begin to do the Black Mama's Day bailout here and begin to, we were getting lists of the different charges people had. People were literally being locked up for the use of fighting words. I said, are you kidding me?
So there's no big crime. They're all minor offenses. So in other words, it's not necessary to even house them. Those are ticket offenses.
And when we arrest people for petty crimes and criminalize people like trans people for being who they are, or sex workers for surviving, I mean, it's absurd and it's irresponsible.
The jail has also served as the public housing unit because there is no affordable housing, because the social safety net for our people have been slashed to pieces.
A detention center that was over 400,000 square feet that was built prior to the 1996 Olympics to hide Atlanta's challenges with homelessness, substance abuse, and mental health challenges.
Just before 1996, our mayor then was Andrew Young. Andrew Young fought for us to have the Olympics here in Atlanta, and we won it. So when the city realized that we were going to host the Olympics, they said, oh, let's just beautify the city of Atlanta.
It actually was the Olympics, Atlanta's first completed project when the Olympics came to Atlanta. And it was created for the sole purpose of hiding the homeless people that were messing up the aesthetics of Atlanta.
The panhandling and all that stuff picked up. And it was basically staying around downtown area or anywhere where there was any events happening where they could ask folks for money.
They will try to say, well, we need a jail to help, for the homeless people. We need a jail for the mentally ill. But jail is not, I repeat, it is not a mental facility to treat people who need specialized attention. It is not a homeless facility for folks who need shelter.
We knew that when we started this campaign and we built an alliance, that we intentionally reached out and wanted people from across the city who may be doing different kinds of work, but all of whom have community members who are impacted by this city's overuse of police, by the criminalization of poverty, and by this detention center, which sits in the middle of our downtown. It's 474,000 square feet and has just destroyed thousands of lives in its time.
We have been aggravated by the federal policies and the local sheriffs and the local police for a long, long time. I think that the benefit of all of this is going to give at least kind of a small fresh air, at least for a couple of days, while we assure that the new sheriffs keep their promises.
When we started out, I think the budget for the jail was, the extra jail was $32.5 million. And at this time, it was actually housing anywhere from 600 to 700 people per day.
It was created for this purpose, and it is being used for this purpose. But what they did not count on, that there would be different organizations like GLAR, like Baji, like Women on the Rise, like SONG, like Southern Center.
There were trans organizations, LGBTQ folks, black folks, brown folks. And so we realized that we could not be denied, because where there's people fighting for immigration, people fighting for trans and LGBT rights, and us fighting for formerly incarcerated folks' rights.
Our movements and our issues are intersectional, and in order to truly starve the beast that we know is the criminal justice system, we have to collaborate. We have to stick together.
Just before this campaign, we did ban the box, we did pre-arrest diversion.
Some other policy fights to end cash bail, to decriminalize cannabis in the city of Atlanta, to end contracts with immigration custom enforcement to hold undocumented people.
RJAC was fighting to get the city code decriminalized. And I think they did like a bunch of research, and it was like 100 different ordinance violations that didn't actually need to be, even on the books no more.
The city of Atlanta had 81 ordinances on their books. We had 41 of those ordinances removed from the books. So everything we did diverted people from that jail right across the street.
And it led to a significant reduction in the population at this Atlanta City Detention Center, which started an opportunity for us to actually close it.
So today there's like 20, any given day there's maybe like 20 or 21 people in that jail. And so the budget is not $32.5 million anymore. For the new 2021 budget, we recognized that the mayor had put $18 million in it. We immediately pulled together a protest and made them take that money back in one day. They took it back. It was $18 million they had proposed for the jail, and we made them take it back, and there's only $3.5 million that is going toward the jail.
It's just one step. We need to make sure that they deliver their promises. We need to make sure that not only the benefit of Latinos, but as well our brothers and sisters that came with us moving and canvassing doors for many months.
That jail is supposed to hold 1,400 people, and on any given night it's 20. So that's fiscally irresponsible to even have that place open in the first place.
Understand that we are all human. We need healing, and if there were better resources provided to us as a people, to marginalized folks as a people, to underprivileged folks as a people, to deprived people, then we wouldn't need that jail.
It is a campaign. It had 3 main goals, and that was to close the Atlanta City Detention Center, to reallocate the $32.5 million they spend to operate it annually into supports and services in our communities, and to repurpose or raise and replace the building itself, and transform what used to be a jail into a center for wellness and freedom.
What I would love to see is just distributed equity centers throughout the city, so that each of the different neighborhoods can get the specialized treatment that they need, right? The specialized help. And we need to remember that our communities need to get the treatment that would be tailored for them.
There are so many things that we could do with the resources that is being eaten up by the beast that we know as ACDC. There are so many resources, there are so many things that we can do and begin to reimagine with the resources from the folks that we know as Atlanta Police Department. There are so many things that we can do.
My name is Adelina Nichols. I am the Executive Director of the Georgia Latino Alliance for Human Rights, and I have a message for you. Let's go and shut down ACDC. The time is now. If you need information, if you want to join us, go to the website closethejailatl.org. Remember, closethejailatl.org. Come and join us in this just fight.